Hello everyone, this is Darwell20, and welcome to episode 56 of Darwell20's Let's Play series, where I'm doing a little bit of restructuring. Nothing too crazy, but what I am doing is swapping out these chests. So let's put, or not chests, but storage drawers. So if I do that, and then I do that. Is that cool? And do you have the potatoes available, or do I have to redo those? I might have to re-add them. Linking tool single. Yeah, when I broke those, it unlinked. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was going to do that or not, but now we know. Now we know how linking and breaking blocks work. So now we should have potatoes. Beautiful. Excellent. And then, hey, quick ender chest, please. Because I want my buddy out at the farm there to be able to still deposit items. And you're going to dump into an ender chest, which will then obviously put things where they belong, aka the drawers that I just placed. So you're going to sit here now. And then you should be transferring all your stuff. Beautiful. Up and running again. Nice. All right, so obviously we will continue to void, excess, and all that stuff. The main reason I wanted to do that is so that I would have access to my potatoes in my AE system, right? Why are we accumulating potatoes? Did I add? I think I might have added a copper upgrade. I added a no. Why are we accumulating potatoes? Do you not have a void upgrade? You do have a void upgrade. So then why are we accumulating potatoes? Do I have another spot for potatoes? I have another spot for potatoes. Dire, please. There you go. Voided. Now we're 4096. Now we're cool. I have another spot for wheat, too. Dire, please. Locked. Alright, that's fixed. You know, this is the part where we start organizing and cleaning up some of the messes that we made. Be quick with your locks, otherwise random items will show up in there. Alright, so that clears up seeds, which now should be 4096. Alright, looking good to me. Alright, all organized. And now we got free slots there, which is cool. Hey, between episodes, I didn't do a whole lot, but I did speed up our oak tree farm. And the main reason for doing so is that our tree farm was not fast enough still to maintain our needs for power. And that is without even trying to process ores. So I threw another pedestal in here. So now I've got 2 pedestals. Once I upgrade stuff and switch over to ethylene, which is what I want to work on today, we'll more than likely, you know, change stuff up, right? So I don't need you guys to have these anymore, and I don't need you to have, is this the, yes. Unlock, unlock. Now you guys are regular oak drawers with no special data on them. Okay, cool and cool. Nice and nice. Organized and clean. Let's look at ethylene today. And the reason I want to get into ethylene is it's going to be way more power efficient than syngas. So syngas is good. Ethylene is better. End of discussion. We're going to get ethylene mostly because we're also going to be able to use it for some other stuff in the near future. So ethylene, the liquid form of it, for that matter. So the regular gaseous form of ethylene can be used in the ethylene generator for mechanism. It can also be used to make substrates, more substrates, I guess. Where the real purpose of substrates is to get HDPE pellets, and that needs liquid ethylene. Liquid ethylene can be burned as a fuel in the turbine fuels. It can also be used for a few other things. I'm pretty sure it can be used as a fuel in Pneumaticraft, which I'd like to get into because that's one of my favorite mods for sure. Love Pneumaticraft. So at some point soon we'll get into that, and we can jumpstart our way into a better form of Pneumaticraft, at like better pressure and all that stuff, if we, you know, skip some of the early Pneumaticraft stuff and get straight into ethylene. So we're going to get ethylene going today, and then we'll be able to use it in the future for some other cool stuff. Does that sound like a plan? Okay, good, because that's the plan. So I hope you said yes when I said, does that sound like a plan? I don't know. I can't hear you. So let's get ethylene brewing and decide how we're going to handle that. And I might want an ethylene tank of some kind. But first things first, let's mine our way into some stuff. So how about a 5x5 tunnel? Okay, does that sound cool? Just going to clear out a little back area here, and that looks pretty nice, actually. Yeah, that should be a halfway decent ethylene area. And back here is where we're gonna. I mean, we don't need all that much space, right? Realistically, it's probably just gonna be right here because ethylene's pretty straightforward to make. Now that said, let's look at the recipe for ethylene. It should be pretty easy based on what we currently have. Ethylene needs hydrogen, which we learned a couple episodes ago is made with water, and water, which easy. And then biofuel. And biofuel is made in a crusher, so we're going to need a crusher of some kind, and we're going to have to crush some kind of stuff. Now, there's basically any plant material can be crushed, and I've picked 3 that I'm already heavily automating. So dried kelp we have a ton of, and that's pretty well automated. I don't know if kelp itself can be turned into, can it? Let's see. Do you have a biofuel recipe? You may not. Oh, you do. It's 2 biofuel for kelp. It's also 2 biofuel for dried kelp. Now, in fairness, we're using dried kelp for stuff. We're not really using kelp for things. So maybe I should do kelp rather than dried kelp. That said, I am storing more dried kelp than I am kelp. So let's do kelp, only because I'm really not using it for anything, right? Like, dried kelp we're at least using for create stuff. Like, regular kelp, I'm not really using it for anything. The only thing it really does is turn into dried kelp and, like, the occasional other things, right? So we'll use kelp. And then we can also use potatoes if we want, or apples. I'm pretty sure we probably have a lot of apples based on tree farm. Yeah, 512, not bad. So I think apples is going to be the least used because I'm probably making more potatoes and kelp than I am apples. And those 2 should be sufficient. So let's get a crusher first. So easy peasy on that boy. All right, crusher, good to go. Okay, lava please. 1, 2, and boom, easy, right? And then I could probably grab a tier installer just to make you a little bit faster. And then speed and energy upgrades, ready to go. Nice. Okay, so here's where we're gonna have some stuff, right? Let's do our crusher here. And let's have you, do we have any form of energy available over here? Do I have to flux this up? Probably flux. Flux point, please. And I'm probably going to want some form of energy. So I'm going to go with basic universal cables on this one. I don't think we need the advanced or even, anything better. If it turns out we want more, we'll get more, right? But for now, we'll start with this dude, right? You'll get your power, you'll get tier installed, you'll get speed upgraded, and now you're good to go. So for sidedness, the top will be input, okay? And then how about the left be output? Does that sound cool? Oh, output on that side. And then I want an exporter here. Is this what I want, or do I want some form of something? I'm thinking, do we want to limit? Let's start with just dumping out kelp because we're making a lot of kelp. We know that that's a very fast craft. And if we start running low on kelp, then we'll have to toggle back and forth between kelp and potatoes. So let's start with an export bus that just does kelp. And then, like I said, if we need to automate further, we can. So that sound like a deal? Yeah, sounds good to me. So you're just going to export bus kelp. Sounds cool to me. Okay, and then over here we should have some form of, AE system access. So we can just slide right across there, right? You are not using any P2P stuff, so you're just straight going across here. Okay, so you're gonna go here, and then you're gonna start making kelp. Nice. And we could probably throw a couple acceleration cards in there just to keep things moving, right? And then you'll split. Nice. Beautiful. That should be cool. I don't know that we're going to need biofuel all that much, but we'll figure it out. Now, to make the liquid ethylene that we're going to need here, we need to concentrate it, right? But first we need the gaseous ethylene, and for that we're going to need a PRC. So control click that dude, and you're good to go. You know how to make enrichment chambers? I taught you how to make enrichment chambers? When did I teach you that? I don't know. I don't even remember doing that, but I guess I did it. I have no idea how you know how to make an enrichment chamber. All right, so your side config, boop, will be items input from the right. And that means that you, who are outputting auto eject on, now have biofuel going in there. And that should be cool. Sweet. Okay. You need water, so we're going to want, you know, I could export bus fluids, couldn't I? I believe I could. So how about water comes in the top here? Or, so the problem is I need 2 waters, right? So let's try this. Let's get an interface. I like this idea. Okay, so you're gonna sit here, interface, and you're gonna keep water in stock. Is that not buckets of water, but like liquid water? Water? Yeah. I guess 4 buckets is the limit of what you can store. Okay, so now you should be able to laser IO or any other kind of fluid pipe, right? We could use pipes from here, right? We'll just boop, boop, boop. Okay, and then do I have that mechanism configurator-y dude? There you go. So now you should be draining water out. Beautiful. Okay, and then I'm probably going to also need an electrolytic separator. So that would be you. Boom. And the separator itself. Okay, and remember the left side is where hydrogen goes out, so I'm just going to pop this dude right here, and he should be producing hydrogen. He's auto going to eject it to the left for gases, and then you're going to accept fluid gases on the right, so now we've already got our hydrogen in there. Sweet. So now all I need is to give you guys some power. Okay, and then we're going to configure you to dump excess oxygen. And I'm going to mute whatever that noise is. Thank you. All right, so now you should be making ethylene, right? And we could do some upgrades here. And we'll see if, you know, we need a speed and energy upgrade in the electrolytic separator. I'm assuming I might. Yeah, I definitely do. So let's get 40 of you. 40 of you. And that should be cool. All right, so you're making that stuff. Now, we also want to store these substrates. What I think I'm going to do is just take these substrates and stick them in the drawers somewhere. We'll just throw them in some drawer, like that one. And now you've got a spot for substrates to live. I can import bus him if I want to. That would be cool. PRC. Though the cabling feels weird. I don't love the cabling. Could I have you go out the front? That wouldn't be great, I guess. I don't love it. Side config, output on the front, and then we could import bus you. We should have a handful of those ready, right? There you go. Now you've got hydrogen for days. Import bus is ready to go. That seems pretty cool. You're going to import bus all your substrates in theory. We might need some acceleration cards. I'm going to steal one of you and put you in here. Right? Now we're pulling in. That looks good. I like that, right? And ethylene's going to the left. Okay? Now, I want to pump that gaseous ethylene somewhere into some kind of tank. So what I'm going to literally just place a tank here. But I want it to like have a decentish amount, so I'm gonna bump that up to a tier 2 tank, which is this dude. Okay, advanced chemical tank. And then your side config for gases will be to output there. And you can see him filling up on ethylene. But we're not going to let him void ethylene ever, because I want this to eventually back stuff. Okay? So this feels pretty good to me, right? This feels really quite good, actually. So you're all cooking. Now we have ethylene production, and a decent amount of it as well. But I want to turn that into a liquid. So here's how we're going to do that. First off, I'm going to stop you from producing syngas by just doing this. Okay? So by removing that, In a moment, we'll burn through a lot of our syngas production. And if we want to help speed that up, we could get some raw ores here. Okay. Which I never did finish setting up this bit. But in theory, we should item this dude, right? We should probably have a few more of these. Yeah, boom. Boom, boom. Is that cool? Are your side config such that you're inputting? Yes, beautiful. Why do you not have a backstuffing of sulfuric acid? I haven't run you for a really long time, and you should probably have that. Oh, right, because of sulfur. Right. I should feed in sulfur here. Does that sound cool? I could feed in sulfur here. Which is the blue side of this dude? Let me guess, the bottom or something dumb like that. Or the back. It's probably the back. Yeah, it's going to be the back. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, no, it does make sense that it would be the back. Okay. Sweet. So we could route sulfur through a chest. Here. Okay. Is that cool? And then if we put sulfur, which we're going to need more of, by the way. We're going to need, like, a lot more of. But we do that. And that sounds cool. Okay. So now we feed sulfur into the back of the hyperbox. And we're good to go, right? And then if we got ores of some kind that we might want to process, or raw... Yeah, raw ore. Let's throw a stack of iron and a stack of gold in there, because that's stuff we're always low on, right? So actually, that's a good point. I want to test something real quick here. How do you guys handle that? Are you cool about this, or do you fill this thing first? So you went 328. That's not good. That's the problem that I was worried about. Is this a liquid? This is not a liquid, right? It's a slurry. I don't think a slurry is a liquid. I think it's a gas, right? Wasn't that our problem here? Yeah, pressurized tubes, that's a gas. This is the part where I wish I had implemented gas cards in Laser IO. It's 100% on my to-do, by the way. 100% on my to-do. Very much planning to do it. Just haven't had time. But yes, gas cards in Laser IO would have solved this problem for me. Let's see what happens if I do this. So if I push you, and you, and you, what does push do? That's a really good question, right? I would like to know... Actually, don't do that. Do this. Right. So you're at 56. 384. Did you still split? You did split. That's not great. It's not great, is it? It's really not. It's splitting across all those things. I don't want it to do that. I want it to prioritize going into one. And then if it doesn't, go into the other. How could I do that? That's a super good question. I don't know. And that would be poll. Okay, let me come back in a sec. I need to do some investigating on how to solve this little problem that I have. And it's a doozy. It's a doozy. Now if I did this, right, and we threw like half a stack in there, it'll back stuff. And then we should be okay-ish. Right? It'll eventually back stuff. And then we should be cool. So give me a minute to come back while I wait for that all to back stuff. Once you back stuff, we'll be good. Like, everything's full. Yeah, that should be cool. You don't actually have upgrades in you. You don't need them is the thing, right? He doesn't need them because he's slower than all the other machines. But if I do that, it'll back stuff me faster, and that'll be fun. Alright, let me think about how I can, like, not let that split. I'll be right back. Well, it's a problem for a future dyer, because my main problem that I was trying to solve here was my lack of, well, I was trying to drain my power, and I'm sure I've done that by letting all that happen, right? Yes. So we are now losing syngas pretty aggressively. We're probably low. Yep. I should probably make some more of you. I get like 6 more of you without too much fussing? Apparently. Apparently. You make turbines for me. Condensator, any one of you, please. Okay, so one of you, and then one of you. So you're making ethylene for me, right? Oh, and I need one of you. Thank you. And done. Cool. Okay, so what I'd like for you to do, okay, is let's side config everything off for a sec. But basically, gases should be coming in from here, and you're going to push to the back. Okay. So for gases, input from the right, output to the back, right? And then that should condentrate the ethylene into liquid ethylene. Sweet. Okay. Nope, not pressurized tube. There you go. You are not getting power. Why are you not getting power? Why are you not running liquid ethylene? FE0. 0. Oh, because I turned off the sidedness of everything, including the power. You can input power from anywhere now. Hooray! Alright. And then upgrades. We will make this dude nice and fast, right? So now he'll quickly produce liquid ethylene, and that should be cool. And then I've got more generators coming in, which is going to be very nice for me, because it will mean you can produce more power. At which point, now we should be burning through our syngas pretty quickly. I want to run out of syngas, and then we're going to turn that into. Well, what I could do is just flip you. I could just flip you. I could just have you on the down. I could filter you. Could. Or I could change you, right? Like, what if we made you green? Right? You could be lime, okay? And then you here on the down can be extract on lime. So now you're going to, like, keep going, right? So you're filling still, right? But then instead, I'm going to change your input to be, how about magenta? Because that's kind of the color of that thing. And then let's get an ender tank. Because like I said, we're going to eventually want ender tanks. Do we have magenta dye that we could make real quick? Yes. Beautiful. Okay. So your job will be magenta dye. Okay. One of you goes away for the future. You're going to sit here on top. And you're going to push your fluids up. Okay, so you're going to get filled up with fluid ethylene, which would be cool. Now you're out of power, so that's bad. Do we have enough for a laser IO extract? We do. So on the down, you will be an extract on magenta. And then if we connect you guys up, you should be getting liquid ethylene. Nice. Okay. And he's going to produce a hefty amount of power from that liquid ethylene. It's the same RF per tick, okay, but it's going to last a lot longer. And we're not going to be bound to our oak, right? So I could have room for like 4 more of these composite turbines. Do I have the resources for that? I apparently do. It's good to know. All right, so now you're up to 16,000 RF per tick. Getting there. We should be at 20 after the next 4 go down. Now, are you maxed out on, like, the efficiency and whatnot? I would guess. Because we have the fuel-air mixer, we have the gas mix compressor. I think we're good here. This will at least get me going until I get to the next type of power. Whatever that turns out to be. I have no idea. I haven't thought that far ahead. Let's go. There's the 4. Nice. Okay, so you're hurting for power still. That's okay. So now we're sitting at 20,000 RF a tick income. He's definitely able to dump it all, so that's cool. I don't know what the limits are on this dude, but we'll figure it out at some point. Where's all my energy going? That's a super good question. We're definitely draining lots of power. 1,000 going to that point in the overworld. I'm sure a majority of it, yeah. Close to 15,000 going to the hyperbox for ore processing. Right, so we're definitely trying to fill up that buffer. Now, luckily, we set up the priorities on the thing, such that yeah, you are definitely backstuffed. So that's cool. Yeah, you have a lot of work to do. It takes a long time to process. That's definitely a thing, right? Now, part of it is probably we're low on power. But not as much as you'd think. I'm just going to have to keep an eye on things, and hopefully everything fleshes itself out correctly. Yeah, it's not exactly power that's my problem. It's this. These are slow machines. Did I ever upgrade these? Well, no, there's part of the problem. I did not upgrade those, did I? Yeah, I should upgrade them. You don't get gas upgrades, though, right? Almost certain you don't. Okay. Let's do 8 more of you energy and 8 more of you speed, just because I know I need them soon. That's cool. Yeah, and hydrogen chloride's a little bit of a bottleneck as well. Whew, this is gonna hurt. Getting this whole system up and running, like the 3.3, whatever it is, ore processing is gonna hurt a little bit. All right, so you're what? You're dumping your clean ore slurry over there. Yeah, power gen is definitely a struggle for me. Now your hydrogen chloride issue is what? It's strictly a power problem thus far. It appears to be a power problem. So we're still not producing enough power to satisfy this room, which is, which is a thing. Definitely a thing. You need 320 RF. Wow, that's a lot. 320,000 RF a tick. Whew. That is thirsty. Thirsty power. Yeah, I could slow things down, and that would be significantly less painful. What do you need for FE? A lot. Same-ish. That might just be like how much it has available. I don't know if that's how much it needs per tick, right? I don't know what it needs per tick, but it's a lot. Alright, so once you're done with all your dirty iron slurry and whatnot, hopefully you guys are going to behave yourselves a little bit. We'll see. I might have to break and replace these to clear out their buffer. Though there is that pipette thing that I could probably use. Alright, so you're filling up your buffer. That's nice. Yeah, I think I need the pipette. The pipette? Whatever it is, from Mechanism. I'm not seeing it. Where's that pipette thing? I'm thinking maybe break and replaces in my future. Hopefully you don't retain your fluids. You retain your fluids. Brutal. What I could do is a tank. Maybe? Can I do that? Nope. Okay, there's got to be a way to clear this out. Hang on. Oh, that's right. It's called Gauge Dropper. Why did I think it was called Pipette? Is that another mod that had something called Pipette? I don't know, but I think that does that, and that voids, or it picks it up at least, right? So it'll allow you to take fluids out of a tank like that. See? Sweet. And how much is in there? 400. Cool. And that should be enough to combine those two. Now, how am I going to get you guys to behave? It's an exceptional question. That's an exceptional question. Can you output gases? Or slurries, for that matter. Can't eject. I'm gonna have to think on that one, folks. That one might be easier said than done. But I think it is wrapping up point. So let's do this. Let's wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next time. Basically, like, things are good, but we definitely don't have enough power. And that's something we're going to have to handle. If we want to process ores in this room, which I do. We also probably don't have enough sulfur, for that matter. And we should probably look into a way to get, like, lots and lots of sulfur. Now, I can occasionally get sulfur if I crush down blaze rods, which doesn't sound very reliable. I can get sulfur from... oh my, that's a thing. Blood magic gets me sulfur from cobblestone? And, like, a lot of it. Whew. That might be a thing. All I need is lava. Or a lava sigil. That might be a thing that we do, folks. We might be getting into blood magic. We might be getting into blood magic. I'm just saying. Because that sounds like a good approach to me. That's a very low chance at sulfur. 10%. Meh. That's not a great output. The dye mixer. No, that's not going to work for me, I don't think. I like blood magic. Gunpowder, maybe. We could set up like a creeper farm. Turning charcoal or coal into sulfur is also an option. It just needs water and oxygen, which we could do with the byproduct oxygen that we're making for the stuff. So that's an option. But it's actually, you burn through it really quick, believe it or not. I really like this recipe. Like, that's broken. I love it. Cobblestone into 4 sulfur? Yes, please. All right, wrapping up point. Devil20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Let's come back next time and deal with these problems then, because that's how we roll. I'm going to actually put oak wood back in here so that we can keep our syngas producing, even though we're not using it. So what'll happen eventually is he'll backstuff his syngas, right? He'll start producing it again and then backstuff it, and that'll be cool, all right? But like I said, wrapping up point. Devil20 sign off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.